Hey there everyone and welcome back to another episode of Platinum Achievements. As always, my name is Ray. At the time of recording, it is March 3rd, 2024. Looking at the trophy count, we have... Let me pull this up. 99 platinums, 660 gold, 876 silver, and 2100 bronze. Since the last time we played... or spoke, I believe, let me pull up a more detailed list. I think I talked about it last week. I completed the Gardens Between. Did Gardens Between on PS5. I actually started Gardens Between on the PS4 version, but I stopped right at the last level because Platinum number 100 has to be my current game, Infamous Second Son. Gotta tell you, really enjoying it. Footage is on screen right now. It's a blast to play. My only real critique of the game would be I find it a little frustrating that I can't hold multiple powers at the same time. I have to switch by going to different power sources. I'm really enjoying the game. Tackling it pretty quick. It's not a long game to Platinum. Apparently pretty easy too. And I think I finally got to I think it's called the downtown section, which is like your second island. First island's completely cleared, nothing left to do there. And I'm slowly ticking away at Island 2, and it's a blast. I really like the power set, the combat's fun. It's a very fun superhero-esque game. I think it was a launch title on the PS4. If not, it was very early on. Highly recommend. If you had PS Plus a while ago, you got it as a free game for keepskis. And I'm tackling that. Then for Platinum 100, then I'll bounce back real quick, get Gardens Between. Then the plan is to go into Infamous First Light, which is the standalone follow-up. It's like one of the smaller games that PlayStation does. I'm excited to play that. And then I'll probably try to go back and finally finish Alan Wake. And those are all the games I have planned so far for March. And then if we go over to the Xbox side of things, I think I've played a little bit on the Xbox, but nothing really to increase gamer score at all. We completed Omega Strikers before last time. I made a little progress in our Rocket League achievement for my, I think it's 535 strikes or shots on the goal. Played a little bit of Juju, which was a 360 game they gave away, a platformer where I think you play as like a little pink bear with a little snake buddy. Just because I wanted to try and play something around Sammy, and I mean, it went okay. Like, that's going to be a tough one to really sit down and commit to try to finish, but that's where we stand. At least on the Xbox side of things, I don't know if we'll be playing any Xbox games this month. If I do end up doing so, it is either going to be back to Suicide Squad to try and make more progress in that, maybe a little Dead Rising 2 off the record, but most likely it'll be... Did you have voice crack? That was cool. It'll be Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, because I haven't touched it yet. I'll get there. But I just haven't touched it yet, for whatever reason. Now, there hasn't been a heck of a lot going on in the video game world. I mean, there were Sony layoffs, a lot of Sony studios being affected, including their most prominent VR studio, which is not a great sign for VR 2. I love the PSVR. I thought it was really fun. When they came out with that PSVR 2, and they said no backwards compatibility, I was like, ooh, not getting the second one. And they really haven't done the best job of supporting that platform, which a lot of people kind of expected would be the case, and that really sucks for all those who jumped back in. So aside from that big nugget, all of the news stories I grabbed, I think they're all multi-platform, but I grabbed them all from True Achievements. Let us dive into the first story on True Achievements from Sean Carey. MultiVersus discontinued, Xbox achievements and, more than likely PlayStation trophies could come back online soon. For all of you who played MultiVersus, I really wanted to hop in there and play it. I just never got around to it. But I know that they are relaunching at some point. I guess before it was technically just in like beta. Let's see, launching in July 2022. Full release is scheduled for early 2024. That's basically the whole story there. It's coming back online soon. So hopefully it's not a separate list. It's the continued list, and from everything I'm seeing on here, and I'll link these articles down below. I'm kind of speeding through. It looks like it will be the same list, hopefully. We've had some good news with achievements. I mean, we always get bad news, but we've had some good news recently, so hopefully this is the case. Next article that I'm going to bring up, also from True Achievements. Again, Sean Carey. You're the only guy that works there, Sean? JK. There were no 10 servers for games will close in March of 2024, so pay attention. I believe, I think all of these are multi-plats as well, or multi-platform. So they're coming for your PlayStations too, kids. We have a lot of games on here. I'll rattle off the list. F1 2011 and F1 2011, the Games for Windows Live version. Actually, a lot of these are, most of these are going down March 21st. So March 21st, F 2011, F1 2011 Games for Windows Live, F1 2012, 2013, 2014, F1 Race Stars, Micro Machines, World Series, and the only one that's not apparently a racing game, which I had thought they'd already shut down the servers, is Rocket Arena. Rocket Arena is okay. I completed it. I think I bought it for like $5. I don't think it was $5 at release, but I think they put it on sale for whatever reason, probably because it wasn't performing good. And I mean, it made it longer than Knockout City, which I don't think should have been the case, but I digress. Rocket Arena is like a 3v3. There's different game modes. There's like Capture the Flag or Orb. I think there's like a scoring game mode, which that might just be the Orb one as well. There's the regular like TDM, all that stuff. It was fun for a little bit. I think I played as Boone the whole time, which is like the Australian guy. I think he's Australian. And he's got like a pterodactyl, and I got like a Hawaiian outfit for them. So my pterodactyl had sunglasses and water wings. That was pretty cool. Next up, we're going to go all the way to the end of the month, March 31st. You've got the Crew Xbox 360 version, Armored Core Verdict Day, the Japanese version, and the one that kind of sucks for me and the people that like this series is going to be Dark Souls 2, all on March 31st. Dark Souls 2, that kind of sucks that it's going down. Do I have a PS? No, I think I have Dark Souls 3 on PS4. I don't think I got Dark Souls 2 or Scarlet First Sin, but it looks like Dark Souls 2, let me see what version this is. Unless other versions have already gone down. This one is the 360 base Dark Souls 2, so it looks like Scarlet First Sin might be okay for now, unless it's already been shut down. Silver lining is no achievements are actually impacted by this. You can do everything offline, so it sucks. You won't be able to co-op it anymore, but you know, you can still enjoy the game to the fullest. Just some things will be a little bit harder. But Dark Souls 2, not a hard completion, I don't think. Wait. Oh, that one Dragon's tough, but you can respec as the lightning god of your choice and take him down. So, little breakdown there. And then the last news story that I want to cover before we go into a new special segment. PowerWash Simulator is getting Warhammer 40k DLC, 10 new achievements, and I guess trophies as well. Written by Tom West, I think is the name. Yep. If you haven't played PowerWash Simulator, loads of fun, absolutely enjoy it. I am holding off on buying any more of the DLCs. I already did the SpongeBob one, but I still have the Back to the Future, and now this Warhammer 40k DLC. Both are $8. And I did the SpongeBob one a little while ago. It was really cool, but I'm holding off buying any more because I need to finish the base game, and I just have the challenges left, and I'm just so bad at those challenges, guys and girls. I'm just so bad at them, but I will persevere. You know what? That's another one I hope to finish this month. I hope to finish the base game for PowerWash Simulator on the Xbox. They gave it away on PlayStation a while ago. They gave it away now, and I don't know if I'll hop back in because those challenges are very hard, but man, it is such a relaxing game. So who knows? Maybe I'll subject myself to it. They might have given out 2 versions of it because that's how PlayStation does it. Man, that would suck. But it would be so relaxing. And that's your news roundup, because now we are going to dive into some community questions. It's a new segment that we're trying, and I got a bunch of fun questions for you fellas and ladies. Let me scoot back up. Okay. So let me pull up my notes for how I plan to answer said questions. And if you would like to submit questions, you can do so in the comments below. Definitely go down, subscribe, give me a like, share this whole video with a game-loving buddy, and ring that bell if you're feeling saucy. I'm not going to make you do any of it, but, I mean, if you would like to, go for it. We've had a few new subscribers. I appreciate everyone joining us on the journey while I sit here in my room and talk while Amanda parents my child. He's been sick the past couple days. He's doing better, but he's also been sleeping a lot better. I think we figured out that he likes to go up to the pantry and just pull out, yogurt pouches, and at all times throughout the day. He pulls out the yogurt pouches, downs a bunch of them, keeps handing us more, and I'm just like, oh, it's yogurt, that's fine. Turns out he was basically consuming half a bottle of Mountain Dew every night before bed. So we're hoping that's the key, is to not let him have any more yogurt, at least that brand. So, which question to start with? We'll start at the top. And my buddy First Mage, I think that's how it's pronounced, says, what are your top 3 games from the DC universe? That's Detective Comics, that's your Supermans, your Batmans, your Wonder Womans, your Green Lanterns, your Flashes, anything that's not Marvel. Mom and the rest of my mom's generation, keep up. You guys know I like Superman, but you keep buying Marvel stuff. Stop it. I mean, some Marvel stuff's good. I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Such a good movie. Great finale to that saga, and man, did I cry for like the last half hour of it. But anyway, all right, where did I go? I don't want to assume genders. First Mage asks for 3. I think I came up with 6 that are not what I would consider the best, but they are my favorite, and some of them might fall into the best category. Threw a couple curveballs in here, so they're asking for DC Universe games. Let's go with number 1, Injustice: Gods Among Us. I'm choosing the first one. I suck at these fighting games, but man, I really enjoyed the story. It was a lot of fun. I love an Elseworld story with the DC characters, and the fighting game's, fun in and of itself. It's not too hard to get through. It's fairly forgiving with the fighting, at least in the campaign. The online, I get smoked every time. Like, I don't know how in Injustice 2 I was able to complete my ranked matches, for the most part, legit. I think I did those legit. I don't think I boosted any of that. But I chose the first one because I like the story a little better. It's a little more memorable for me, even though the second one is gorgeous. But also in the first one, guys, you can play as Henry Cavill Superman. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to choose that. I love Man of Steel. It's one of my favorite superhero movies, for sure. And there were a lot of cool skins in that the Gold Edition. Backwards compatible. I can play it on the Xbox currently. And if you haven't played Injustice 1, visually it's a little dated. If you're looking for better visuals, go with the second one. It's just as good. I love me some Injustice, and I hope we get Injustice 2 or Injustice 3 at some point. Next up, we have Lego Batman 3, and I chose 3 because you can explore more environments. The first one's fun, but it limits you to just like Batman and his rogues and teammates and all that stuff. But I really like all of DC. So Lego Batman 2, I think, is where they expanded it. But Lego Batman 3, you get all of, I think it's still like Gotham City, but then you can go to other planets, and you can play as a bunch of different characters, and there's a bunch of cool DLC that I haven't finished in there. Did I do the DLCs? Maybe I did Lego Batman 3. There is a Lego game I think that I have, that I haven't, maybe it's the DC Supervillains that they did a bunch of other DLCs that I haven't played. I haven't played that one yet. I know I have it. Through either games with gold, or maybe I bought it at a cheap price. But the Lego games, or the Lego Batman games, are fantastic. Sammy and Amanda just came in, and I hear Sammy chirping downstairs. He's a lot more talkative, that little fella. The next DC game, the next one I'm going to talk about, Batman Arkham Asylum. I love the Arkham Asylum game. It's so good. I also played Arkham Knight, and that one was good too. Visually pretty good. It was an okay ending. I was really annoyed that they lied to us about who the Arkham Knight was, because they said it was an original character. Guess what? It wasn't an original character. But yeah, Arkham Asylum is my favorite because I've only played 2 of the Arkham games. I haven't played City. Sorry about that. I know it's blasphemy that I haven't touched that one. I will get to it. I have it on the PlayStation. I'll play it at some point, for sure. But I just, didn't play that one. But I played Arkham Asylum. Love that one. Arkham Asylum was, really made you feel like Batman. And I like the universe that they set up there. I like the kind of close quarters environments. You really, it's such a cliche with this and like Spider-Man, but you do really feel like Batman. Again, the story was a lot of fun. I think the only thing I maybe didn't like was that, doesn't the Joker like Hulk out at the end? On like Venom? Whatever Bane uses. I'll go back at some point and play it. I have the 360 version to finish. And I've got I got it like in a bundle, the PlayStation 4 versions of Asylum and City, so I will get to it, I promise. But I really enjoy Arkham Asylum, from what I remember. Next game is another Batman 1 on our 6 list of DC games, and that would be Batman the Telltale series, specifically Season 1. I liked Season 2, but man, Season 1 was a great story. I like that you got to choose between being a brutal Batman and a more measured Batman. I love the Telltale games, especially the Batman ones. Visually stunning. I like that you get to choose like your interface color. That was pretty cool. And again, it's an Elseworld story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Season 2's still good. I think it's not as good as the first one. But I did enjoy the different takes on the characters, the different relationships established. In that game, Lady Arkham was a cool villain. There's some very dark stuff in that one too. Definitely not your child's Batman game. And I highly recommend that for anybody interested. But again, it is a Telltale game, so it's very much like some segments of interaction, some quick time events, a lot of dialogue choices that alter how people think of you. I enjoy those games. They're a lot of fun. The next DC game that is one of my favorites, and it is not a great game by any means, but I recently rewatched the movie, and I thought back on this game fondly. I played it on both the Xbox and Xbox 360, and that is Superman Returns, the movie, the game. It's a tie-in game, but they do a good job of adding some extra things to make it not exactly a tie-in. And look, we haven't had a great Superman game, but that was a good attempt. The flying was fun. You felt like Superman patrolling the city. Your health was tied to city morale, and if it dropped below a certain point, you failed the city. Green Arrow would be pissed, and you would lose? You wouldn't die. You would lose. There was a whole War World section. The achievements weren't too bad. What else about that game can I talk about? I don't want a remaster. I would love an actual Superman game, but I feel like for a tie-in game that was also a Superman game, coming off of Superman 64 and other not-so-great games, I thought it was a real solid effort and a decent game overall, and I just have to represent my boy Superman on this list somewhere. The next, and technically sort of kind of last DC game that I absolutely love, and it's another Telltale game, and you might not realize it's a Telltale or it's a DC game, but it's The Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is easily one of the best Telltale games they've made. I love the implementation of the fairy tale creatures. I have a comic over on my shelf where it's Batman versus, I I think it's technically Batman vs. Bigsby, who's the big bad wolf, who's the character you play as in The Wolf Among Us. You're the big bad wolf. You're basically the detective of the Fable Town, which is the town within New York where all the fables and storybook characters kind of reside and hide in the real world. Not a game for children, even though it's fairy tale stuff. Very adult, violent, some nudity, which I'm not opposed to, but very cool. I recommended Wolf Among Us 2 a couple weeks back. That's an upcoming game. I think it got pushed to next year, though, which kind of sucks. But I love the trailer showing that you're going to be interacting with, like, more classical public domain characters, like the Wizard of Oz stuff. That's pretty cool. But the first one, very interesting story, great, like, detective, noir atmosphere, visually stunning. I love the color palette. I can't sing that game's praises enough. It's I don't know if I already said this, it has a great mystery. It keeps you guessing right up until the end. And then there's a cliffhanger, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Wolf Among Us, fantastic. And the last DC game that is one of my favorites, and it's legitimately an awesome game. I don't know if it's best on the list, but it's up there. I'm talking an open world. I'm talking looter shooter. I'm talking make the characters look how you want. Multiple game modes, DLC expansions, hopefully another one coming down the road. Again, so many guns in this DC game. That's right. We're talking about Tom Clancy's The Division 2 because it takes place in the city of DC. Baby! Curveball, threw it at you, First Mage. Didn't see that one coming. But seriously, aside from the really tough, I don't even know what they're called, but I have one left, like the Iron Horse, like, let's call it an excursion. I don't really remember what they're called. Raids? Oh, they're raids. They're raids. Not very tough. I can't believe I got through the one. But the last achievement I have in Division 2 is to complete, I think it's the Iron Horse raid with 8 people. So at some point, I'm just going to hop into a random lobby and hope that people can just carry me because I'm a child. Well, there you go. There's 6, technically 7 DC games that I really enjoy. Do I recommend all of them? Probably not. Definitely not Superman Returns. But if you like Superman, you'll like that. Alright, and the next question is from our boy, Maximum Carnage. And he asks, let me find my Discord. Where is my mouse? My mouse is so small. Why don't I adjust this? What are the short and long-term goals for Platinum achievements? Do you plan on having any guests? Well, technically that's 2 questions, Max Carnage. But I will address both because I'm a forgiving God. A merciful one at that, too. Short-term goals. Let's see. Short-term... Short-term. Better production value, I would say. Better thumbnails, because right now I just kind of use what YouTube kind of auto gives me. I think that has a slight charm to it. But I'd probably do like a thumbnail format at some point. And better branding in general. Intro music would be cool too. If anyone likes to do intro music, that could be a plus. I really like the intro music on podcasts that I listen to where people just kind of take random sound bites from the shows and turn them into songs. But I would probably do that on my own. I don't expect anyone to do that for me. Not yet. If I had a way bigger audience, maybe. But at some point, I'll do an intro song, I think. And let's see, what else? Yeah, the thumbnails, the intro music, just better general branding, and better production value. Those are the short-term goals. Long-term goals now. Those get interesting. Long-term goals include the guests that you selfishly asked a second question about, Max Carnage. And guests at some point, yeah, guests would be cool. Short-term guests would be people from the different communities and Discords I'm in, probably. Maybe family, maybe some other friends outside of the Discords, and long-term guests that I would love to have. I would love to have like a Ray Narvaez Jr., who's another achievement trophy hunting Ray, formerly of Achievement Hunter. Now he just crushes it on his Twitch. He's always been like an inspiration for me, and at some point I'd love to meet him and maybe collaborate on something. That could be cool. And then another guest that I think could be pretty cool would be Greg Miller from Kinda Funny. He's awesome, big DC fan like me, loves trophies. I think that would be a lot of fun to get him on the show, but both of those are pretty long-term gets, you know what I mean? They're big fish, and I'm swimming in a little pond. Not even a little pond. I'm a goldfish that fell out of the car on the ride home from Florida, and I'm sitting in a South Carolina puddle, somehow surviving, trying to figure out a way to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to, you know? Another long-term sponsors, of course. A couple companies I'd love to sponsor me would be Andy Cap's Hot Fries, the company behind them, whoever you are. I love Hot Fries. I love your snackies. If you want to sponsor me, cheddar fries are good too. You have a quality problem though, because there's a type that's perfect with your hot fries, and then there's like the garbage fries. And I get through these phases where I'm buying your bags, and I get like the perfect bags for about a week, and then I get the bad bags. So we need to work on your quality, and I'll help you out. I'll consult on that. Fly me out to headquarters. But yeah, Andy Cap's Hot Fries Company, sponsor me. Let's do it. I'll work for bags of the good chips. And then Arizona iced tea. I drink your tea all the time. I'll drink some now. Delicious. Some Arnie Palmer for you. Love your tea. Sponsor me. Let's go. And of course, other sponsors. I would love to get not specifically sponsors, but I would love to get to a point where I'm able to get free game codes so that I can review and talk about games on here, or maybe do like actual review videos. That'd be cool too. Yeah, those answer your two should have been one questions, Max Carnage. I hope you enjoyed that. Next up from my boy JB Trophy Hunter. They would like to know, what are my achievement and trophy hunting goals for 2024? And does Sam have any goals? I don't know if you know this, JB. Sam's a baby. I'm not able to communicate goals and such with him. But I'll give him some goals right here, right now. His goals are to learn how to talk better. He's babbling. He's getting there. He's doing good. Learn how to poop on the potty. And learn how to consistently sleep through the night. Those are his goals. I'm going to hold him to it. He has till the end of the year. I'm kicking him out. But as for me, as for trophy and achievement hunting goals, I think the plan was to complete 50 games this year, and I believe I'm currently at, let me check my list. I am at, man, why is this? I'm currently at 9 completions, with like 4 to 6, some of which I mentioned earlier. Like 4 to 6 planned out for this month alone. Realistically, I just go for the completions, which is like the 100%, both PlayStation and Xbox. And the raising of the Platinum Trophy, especially after 100, isn't as impressive or as important to me as just completing games. Same with Xbox. Like, I feel like the end goal is always getting to 1 million, and I'm on a steady pace there. But with Platinum hunting too, or trophy hunting, that definitely takes a little longer. So the gamer score rise, the trophy number rise, not as important as just completing the games, you know, and clearing out the backlog. Backlog completions, that's a big goal too. I'm trying not to spend that much on games. I think I've really, aside from my birthday, where I bought like 5 or 6 games technically, I think I've only bought Banishers and Suicide Squad, and I don't. That's not true. I plan on buying the game that I'm going to talk about in a little bit for the upcoming game to keep a lookout for, so I'll keep you in suspense there. But yeah, really just the goal is to complete games and to hopefully just complete 50 games this year. The 100%, so that includes achievement, or that includes DLCs as well as base games. My boy Colin, aka CK Present, asks, which developers do you feel are similar to or on par with Remedy as far as storytelling? I'm glad he specified storytelling, because quality-wise, there are some studios where I love their games, but some of the games just aren't that great. And unfortunately, some games, the studios, they drop the ball narratively in some areas. Remedy, which I think me and Colin are kind of on the same page, they don't miss. You got, more recently, I think the Max Payne's, people really enjoyed Max Payne 1 and 2. I've never played those. They're a little before my time. Max Payne 3 I never played. I know that wasn't Remedy, though. But games like Alan Wake. Alan Wake American Nightmare was still good, too. That was a 360, I believe, exclusive on the arcade. Or maybe it was on PlayStation as well. I really don't know. I just know you can only play it on the Xbox currently, aside from, like, PC. But, yeah, then you had American Nightmare. Then you had Quantum Break, which I really like that game. That's a great Xbox game if you haven't touched it. And then you have, what was it, Control next, I think? And then Alan Wake 2. And then there's the DLCs, which were all great. I know they worked on, like, the story for a game that I can't even remember, but that game's canceled now. I don't count that against them. Call it an asterisk or whatever, but Remedy does not miss. I love all of their games that they've been putting out. And narratively, I don't think anyone compares. I tried to kind of think of a couple that maybe are kind of close to them, but I think the closest for me would be Telltale and Don't Nod. Now, Telltale does all of the choose your own adventure type games. Not even choose your own adventure, but like the story-driven games, the Wolf Among Us, The Walking Deads, Tales from the Borderlands was fantastic. But then for all of those, you get like a couple underwhelming titles. Let me think. Season 3 of The Walking Dead wasn't as great. There was some very, like, I think it's called like ludonarrative dissonance in there, where you shouldn't be siding with Clementine as much as you want to, just because you as a player have history with the character. But you gotta take some leaps as the character in the game to kind of... It just doesn't make sense for the character to side with her as much as you would the player. So it's a little bit of conflict there. Season 4 ended very well. Season 2 was better playing it now, after you know what happens. Like, a little bit of spoilers, but the problem with that game was the group was kind of really bad, but they were not a group meant to survive, and they were meant to kind of teach Clem a lesson. So, I played it again recently, thoroughly enjoyed it. What else they got? The Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the problem with that game is it's too... I think it was a similar problem that the Marvel Avengers game had, or one of the problems, where you're kind of expecting it to be movie-related because they look so similar and so close, but they're also not supposed to be. But you're, especially in the Telltale game, you're not making choices based on how you think that Star-Lord would make the choices. You're making them how you think that Chris Pratt's Star-Lord would make the choices. At least that's how I felt. So, I didn't thoroughly enjoy that one as much. It's still decent. And you know, Telltale's got a couple other games coming out. I think they're doing the new Wolf Among Us, and I think they have a couple other things. Hopefully they find better footing this time and don't take on too much, because that was the problem last time. And then you have Don't Nod. They're the makers of like Life is Strange. I think Vampire I haven't played, but I heard good things. Life is Strange 2 was okay. It was... The political aspect was a little on the nose for me. The story was still good. And I did enjoy the free sort of like teaser, which was the Adventures of Captain Awesome. That was pretty cool. I did enjoy those games. And they made Tell Me Why, which was pretty good story. I liked that a lot too. I think have they had any misses? They probably have, but I just can't think of them. I don't know if they did Before the Storm. I think they might have. Before the Storm was really good. All the Life is Strange games pretty much are all good. I have to try True Colors at some point, even though I know that's not Don't Nod. But and then the Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. That's their newest game. I'm excited for that. I heard the narrative's really good, even if the moment-to-moment gameplay isn't as great as you would hope. But It's interesting. It's got, you know, combat, God of War style. It's got ghosts, Salem witch hunt type vibe going on. Pretty cool. But honestly, those are the ones I get. Rockstar, I guess, would be up there too. Their stories usually never miss. I'm not a big fan of San Andreas just because of having to maintain your characters, like muscles and weight and all that stuff, but I thoroughly enjoyed 3. I love Bully. GTA 4 was great. GTA 5 is really good too. GTA 6 on the horizon. And then Vice City is great also, so I guess Rockstar would be up there too with their narratives. Cannot complain. Bully is fantastic. I plan on completing Bully this year on the PlayStation because I've done it on the 360 and I have it on the PlayStation, and I want that platinum. And then the last question we have is from my boy Gary, aka Sly G Cooper, or the Sly G Cooper, whatever profile you're on now. Can't keep up because someone keeps buying their trophies and getting banned. He asks, technically 2 questions. First one, how big is it? That's the question he asked. And the answer, 3.5 on a good cold day, you know what I'm saying? Take that for what you will. Enjoy that image. But then he follows it up way down the screen and asks basically how big is the PS5 collection that I have. And while I don't know exactly, I will go and grab my games and let you know what's on my shelf that hasn't been completed yet, because that's what I keep on the shelf. So I'll be RB. All right, I'm back. After dinner, we had to go take care of some Sammy stuff. So my PS5 collection itself, which was specifically what Gary asked for. And again, these are the ones that are not in storage bins because I've probably finished them. I don't know if there's many PS5 games that are like that. Looking at my 5 that I got here. Yeah, I don't know how many physical PS5 games I have that I might have completed. But in my hand, excuse me, in alphabetical order, we have Demon Souls, because I have to, as a fan of the Soulsborne franchise, have Demon Souls, the remake, or remaster, by Bluepoint. Love Demon Souls. Well, I can't really say that. I haven't really gotten that far into it. It's so much more challenging, I find, than the Dark Souls games. Next one is a game I picked up recently on like a Black Friday or after Christmas sale, I think it was. Forspoken. Haven't played it. Doesn't seem like it's a terribly long game. Didn't get the best reviews, but I have wanted to try it. And I think Stephen Merchant's in it, so we will give that one a shot too. Next one is God of War Ragnarok. I started it, and then it got to like the first open world area, and I got kind of like overwhelmed. So I will be coming back to that at some point. Honestly, hopefully this year, because I'm really trying to avoid spoilers for this. Then we have Horizon 2 Forbidden West. I platinumed the game, and then they put out the New Game Plus. Can you guys hear Foxy? They put out the New Game Plus trophies, as well as I think it's the Burning Shore expansion, so I have that. I just have to get back to it. I'm on my New Game Plus Ultra Hard mode, so that's great. I really wish they wouldn't do that type of thing, but you know, whatever. Ultra Hard, or whatever it's called, is definitely a challenge, from what I remember. So that's another one I plan to go back to this year. And then the last one that should be in the bin, but is not, is Spider-Man 2. And the reason that it's not in the bin is because I'm anticipating some sort of DLC. They haven't said anything yet, but I don't want to put it in a bin and then pack it away and then have to go to the eventual storage unit we're going to get and then fish it out and then bring it back, you know? So, that is my PS5 physical game collection. And the other size that I was asked about, again, 3.5 inches on a good cold day. Now, moving on to the recommended game that you should all try. Is a little game called Origami Shadow Edition, I think it's called. Very fun. It's kind of puzzly, but not really. It's like a stealth takedown sort of game. Great art style. So much fun. Decent challenge. Nothing too crazy. And it's got a DLC included in it. That's a co-op, I believe. I don't think the main game is co-op, but I think the DLC is co-op. And I completed it on the Xbox. I think it was on Game Pass, maybe. And then I loved it so much, I picked up the game on the PS4. And I started Origami 2, but I kind of got distracted by other things. I think it's still on Game Pass. So, try that one too, I guess. Well, I guess I can't recommend that one because I haven't played it. But Origami Shadow Edition. Fantastic little stealth puzzle type game. Love it. You're like a ninja with special sneaky powers and bombs and kunai and all sorts of cool stuff. I think it's like a pretty straightforward like revenge story, but the gameplay is fantastic. Cannot recommend that game enough. Alright, and the upcoming game to keep an eye out for comes out in about 2 weeks, the 14th, it looks like, is the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This is Star Wars Battlefronts 1 and 2 in all their glory with online multiplayer. Absolutely love the Star Wars Battlefront games. The most recent iteration of the series has had kind of mixed feelings. Battlefront 2 eventually got its shit together and became a pretty good game. Battlefront 1's still a little bit of a... It's a bit of a miss for me. It's not too great, the first one. Second one's completable. First one's more of a challenge. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. It's the classic games. They're bringing them back. It's the ones we all know and love. And I don't want to spend money, but I think I'll buy it. Even though I think it has achievements and everything and trophies. But I think I have Star Wars Battlefront. I think they made it backwards compatible on the Xbox. I might have Battlefronts 1 and 2. So, definitely keep an eye out for that. If you've never played them, they are more of the Battlefronts, but less... I don't even know if gamified is the right way. Like, you don't have to spend points to be the characters. I don't believe you play as the foot soldiers. I don't believe there are hero classes. I think you can get to a point where you summon them in as NPCs, but I don't believe you can play as them. And Galactic Conquest was fantastic. I have so many fond memories of playing on, I believe it was Cloud City, where me and my buddy would just have a standoff trying to take down, like, it was basically like a tug of war where, I think it's Cloud City, where there's, on like a high up bridge, inside buildings, there's like 3 checkpoints, like all just a straight line down, and we would just try to push each other back and forth to try and take the whole bridge, and that was basically our mini game of it. So excited that these games are coming back with achievements and online support and trophies, of course. It's gonna be a heck of a good Star Wars time. Can't wait for that. And like I said, March 14th, let me see, what are the... On the Xbox, I would imagine PlayStation is the same way. Alright, looking at the Xbox store, it looks like the game, or both games, the Classic Collection together is going to be about like $35. At least on the Xbox side, if you pre-order it, you can get it for like $32. That's cool. That's a cool deal. Yeah, I am excited to hop back in to Star Wars Battlefront Classic and get me some mad achievements. And you know, down the road, probably trophies. Probably trophies. Oh man, and then they just got... People may also like... The Xbox just has so many... They got Clone Wars. Oh shit. So many classic Star Wars games from the Xbox. I never really looked at these. Like, there's KOTOR, KOTOR 2. There's Jedi Starfighter, Jedi Academy. The Battlefronts, yeah. Clone Wars is a shocker to me. Republic Commando's on here, but I mean, I'm slowly working on my Platinum Trophy for Republic Commando. Man, there's so many good backwards compatible games. Oh, they have Revenge of the Sith? That game was amazing. Man. What a time to be a gamer, you know? A lot of bad stuff going on in the games industry. A lot of good stuff, too. And with that, I think that's where I will leave everyone. It's time to hop off and edit and get Sammy down for bed, you know what I mean? So, now that we come to the end, I want to thank everyone for joining me on this latest video. Thank you to all the friends that gave me some questions. Again, if you want to leave a question to get answered next video, leave it down as a comment down below. Give the video a like, share with your game-loving friend. Definitely subscribe. And if you're feeling saucy, again, ring that bell. I would sing the song, but I don't want to get copyright claimed again like I did last week because I used that Malcolm in the Middle clip. Nothing too negative on the account. It's just saying, hey, like, this is our clip. You can't use that, but you can still use the clip. Just don't make money off of it. Which we ain't making money yet, everyone. Come on. I'll do better about that next time. Sorry, whoever owns Malcolm in the Middle. But, again, thanks for joining me. Have a great night. Have a great upcoming week. And keep on hunting, boys and girls. Bye. Now I gotta go get Timmy ready for bed. Thankfully, we're not doing a bath, so I can maybe edit a little more. Okay, bye.